slam by Rampage Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote for Ortiz right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Atlantic takedowns. Huge knees, two huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Jamie Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds, and of course 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And of course in the amateur division that changed to 3 3-minute rounds, and of course 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria, and to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet tall, official weight 155.8 pounds. He represents Team Wildman and Zingano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brighton, Colorado, presenting Anthony Pinedo. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Official weight, an even 156 pounds. He represents Des Moines MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Des Moines, Iowa, presenting Josiah Ormsby.
We're going to kick things off here, round number 1. Josiah Opman versus Anthony Pinedo. Pinedo, of course, in the blue gloves, Opman in the red. And we'll see how this fight develops.
These guys didn't waste no time right here in the fill-out process. They started going with kicks and punches right away. Good way to fill someone out right there.
Yeah, great start, great, nice, aggressive beginning to this fight. I'm sure the fans are loving it. Pinedo looking a little more mobile of the two. Both fighters just measuring it out here. Throwing a couple jabs, couple kicks here and there. Nothing with too much power behind it, but they're poking in those jabs.
You know, I like what they're doing because, I mean, they're staying active. Like I said, nothing coming with a lot of power. But, I mean, they're gauging everything. You know, they're saying, okay, this works, that works. Okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do that.
Right. Opman tries to change things up here a little bit. Both these fighters being very aggressive, but I think Pinedo is taking just a little bit more of the leading role. Nice kick.
I don't know. I think they're pretty even right here on the way they're going back and forth. I mean, you know, because when you see Pinedo, you know, take control, start throwing more, and then all of a sudden Opman comes back, does the same thing.
Very true. Pinedo making good use of the legs. We've seen a nice mix of jabs and kicks this round, keeping things interesting.
Yeah, I say both guys got good defense because, you know, everything that's being thrown at them, about 90% of it's being blocked. And nicely.
see Oppmann trying to go for that takedown a couple times now. I think he's just looking for the right opportunity to go all the way.
Yeah, might be trying to throw Benett off.
Oh, but Benett returns with a takedown of his own.
He shows him, look, this is how you do a takedown. And you know what? 10 seconds left. I think he was doing that to try and secure the round.
Yeah, that's very possible.
Give him a little advantage right there with the takedown.
Definitely give him just that little bit of edge of control he needed. I'd say it definitely worked. But once again, you know, like we were saying earlier, fairly even round. Both fighters getting a nice amount of jabs in, nice amount of kicks in. We're talking about not too much power, but spending the right amount of time testing each other out. I think we're going to see a very different second round.
Well, I hope so, because I mean, like I said, yeah, the first round was perfect. You know, both guys going back and forth, filling shot with punches and kicks, which is a great way to do it. And then just at the end, you know, Benett shoots in with that double leg and gets the takedown, whereas Oppmann, you know, he tried twice, you know, but no success. So I don't know if that last takedown secured the round for Benett.
Well, we'll see how this fight develops coming up here in the second round. I'd like to see if Oppmann is looking to change the style a little bit, going to see if he's going to pursue that takedown again, or if maybe, you know, Benett may have spooked him a little bit and said, well, he takes it to the ground. Looks like Benett can control the situation just as well. Maybe we'll see a little more groundwork this round. Oppmann starts things off with a nice couple little jabs there. Benett counters, though.
I think Oppmann came out a little more aggressive, you know, trying to change things up, but right away, Benett just said, no, you know what, we can do this.
Yeah, Oppmann looks like he may have a little bit of the power advantage, but Benett, it looks like his speed and his accuracy just seems to be a little bit more on point.
Yeah, that's true. I'll tell you, these guys got a good pace going on, just with kicks and punches going back and forth like that. I mean, they're not slowing down.
They really aren't. Yeah.
I mean, it's good action, you know. So, I mean, I'm enjoying the fight just watching it right here, the way they're going.
Of course, they're keeping it going. Seeing a nice fist fight here, some nice kicks. Keeping things interesting. Again, another fairly equal round, it seems. So it looks like we're going to get a similar outcome to the first round, but it does look like they're landing a couple extra jabs than we saw earlier, putting a little bit more power behind them.
Oh, yeah, I can see, you know, there's a little more heat on those. Each time they connect, you know, it's a little more pow.
Yeah, definitely.
So they've turned it up, you know, next level.
Both fighters still look very fresh. Very mobile still, light on their feet. Yeah, man, both these guys, they're taking some heavy hits this round, and they're kind of just shaking it off like it's nothing.
That's the whole
Staying
game.
focused.
Make, you know, don't show them no weaknesses.
Definitely. The psychological game. Benett possibly looking to capitalize with the jabs here, maybe hoping for a knockout this round. It looks like he's not going back for that takedown as we saw the last time, but who knows? We may see as we're coming to the end of this round.
Possibly, that's what I was going to say. You know, maybe at the end, right, he's just going to say, you know what, let's go down. Look at that.
Oh, but Oppmann takes the takedown.
Switches it up right there. I mean, that's a good job by Oppmann getting him down right there. He's got a little bit of control, and then
Benett right back up to his feet, tried to take the leg there, couldn't quite get it.
And now, see, that makes you wonder right there. You know, I mean, Oppmann took Benett down for, you know, a split second, but was that enough to, you know, switch out? Because it's the same thing this round. Look at him. You know, Benett got a bloody nose there. And
it very well could have. I think that's very much a possibility. Once again, like I was saying earlier, a very balanced match, two very evenly matched fighters. Both these guys have landed just about the same amount of jabs, same amount of kicks. Like you said, though, Oppmann successfully got that takedown right there at the end. That could have tipped him over. But we won't know till the end.
He did. Plus, I mean, he got I don't know if it's his nose or his lip that, you know, Panetta's bleeding from. But you got a little blood out there. That plus a takedown. Judges are gonna go, hey, there was more damage right there.
Coming up next, we have round number 3, the final round. We're starting off round number 3 here between Josiah Oppmann and Anthony Pinedo. We've had a very exciting first 2 rounds, 2 very balanced fighters, pretty evenly matched. Couldn't really ask for a better matchup. This is really back and forth, but exciting.
Oh, yeah, and I mean, like I said, they're even first round. Pineda might have, took it away with that takedown. Second round, Oppmann, same thing. In the last final seconds, shot for a takedown, got it. So, I mean, it's close.
Yeah, it's definitely anyone's game at this point, but it is round number 3, which means they got to decide now what's going to happen. Is it going to go to the judges? Is someone going to get a knockout? We're not sure. Like we said, it's a very tough fight to call at the moment.
I mean, it's just amazing to see this. I mean, both guys, like I said, it's rare when you see a fight this evenly matched right here. But both guys, go back and forth, and defense, offense, everything's perfect.
Right, Oppmann tries to go for that takedown, but Pinedo is quick to get out of it. Taking a little turn of events here, slowing things down up in the clinch. Pinedo trying to use that fence to his advantage.
It looks like he's trying to go for guillotine, but then again, okay, there you go, he's out of it. But yeah, it looked like he was trying to go, Oppmann was trying to go for a guillotine. Just couldn't get his arms in the right position.
Right. Ooh, nice jab. Coming down to the last minute of this round, and once again, just like the last 2 rounds, we've been fairly even this first 2 minutes. It's really anyone's game still. It's up for grabs.
It's going to be a tough one to call right there. I mean, it comes down to little things. That what did the judges see that turned the tide for one or the other?
Right. Oppmann looking just a little fatigued. Pinedo goes in, tries to get a takedown, takes the back. Oh, this could be bad for Oppmann. Pinedo looking like trying to sing in this rear naked choke. Can he pull it off?
That's good job on fighting the arms right there. Broke the grip.
He's got 10 seconds. It's possible. Doesn't look quite like we'll get it here, and it looks like it'll go to the judges.
I want to see this outcome right here. I'm curious to see who won, because both guys got a takedown at the end. Pinedo more beneficial on his takedown, but nonetheless, I mean, going for a guillotine attempt right here by Oppmann. I mean, it was good. Like I said, back and forth, back and forth.
Now, it's always fights like these that just reminds me why I never want to be a referee in these situations, or a judge, I'm sorry. Trying to figure out, just who quite won. I mean, it was so close. There really isn't a clear victor at all. Both had the right advantages in certain rounds, but I can't even pick somebody at this moment. I really can't.
No, yeah, I mean, I was thinking right here, he might have had the choke because he looked like it was in deep, but at the same time, he defended beautifully.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action here in the great state of Iowa, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Eric Carr scores this bout 30-27. Rodney Verhoof also 30-27. And finally, Chris Bott 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, Anthony Pinedo. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of the action Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, in a Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 11 inches tall, official weight 145.2 pounds. He represents Team Wildman and Zingano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Torrance, California, presenting Michael Evolved Beals. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our general tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Official weight 152 pounds. He represents the Summit Training Center. Ladies and gentlemen, from Davenport, Iowa, presenting Ryan, the Submission Magician Houston. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round bantamweight bout, Eddie Cooper, now with the final instructions.
Gentlemen, we're going over the rules. Any question from you, Blue? Any question from you, Red? Gentlemen, go ahead and test close if you wish. You return to your corners and get started.
Let's get things started here. Round number 1. Michael Beals in the blue corner versus Ryan Houston in the red. So far, so good tonight. We've had a great fight. Our last 3 rounds we saw. Fantastically equal opponents, but it came out to Pinedo at the end. I think he just barely got that edge, like we said. So we'll see how this fight develops here.
Well, these two ain't rushing in like, the last fight right here. They're more sizing each other up, testing each other with that jab, seeing where they're at.
Houston wanting to maintain that center cage position, but Beals is just looking for a way to pick at him. Beals has that slight height advantage there. I think he's got just a little more reach.
Well, both guys doing a good job staying off the cage. Trying to maintain center control there, and when one gets backed up, they work their way back to the center.
Beals starting to warming up a little bit here. Houston maintaining focus, keeping a nice control of center cage like you were saying.
One thing I wonder about Houston, though, because, Beals, he's jumping around, moving around, side to side, making it a hard target. Houston, he's coming in straight, just not really moving it side to side or anything like that. So I don't know if down the line, he's just going to be a straight target right there in one spot.
Yeah, Houston definitely looks like he's waiting for Beals to take that opportunity so he can counter. But I think Beals is being very patient. I think he knows what Houston is trying to set up right here, so he's being very careful. Smart move.
Houston could be looking for that knockout. And he's waiting, saying, okay, he's moving, and when he comes in, boom, just land a hard one.
Definitely looks like he's waiting to set something up here.
Those kicks are landing pretty good, too, You can hear them every time they hit.
Beals trying to throw Houston off guard a little bit here. He's throwing a lot of fakes. Well, we see Houston getting backed up to the cage now.
Look at that, right away, circles out, back to center.
Houston tries to go for a shoot, but doesn't quite get the takedown he's looking for, and that'll close out round number 1. Let's take a look at the replay. We'll see how this all played out. Relatively, not super eventful. round so far, but they were definitely keeping the action going, keeping the pace up. I think both these fighters were just testing out the waters here, making sure. I think Beals is setting something up, some kind of strategy to try to counter. Houston's his defense is pretty solid. He's staying to the center cage, keeping to himself what he needs to do, but it did seem like he tried to change things up at the end there.
Yeah, I think that was just like in a previous fight where they said, hey, you know what, last 10 seconds for first shot, if everything's still the same, equal, hey, change it up right there.
Definitely.
Try and get that advantage.
Whatever they can get, any kind of boost they can get from the judges or any closer to a knockout. We'll see how things develop here in round number 2. Beals once again in the blue gloves, Houston in the red.
Houston's got a little more movement to him opposed to that first round. So, I mean, he might have just been warming up that first round.
Very possible he's looking a little looser now.
Yeah, definitely. A lot more movement on his side right there.
Beals also looking to take a little bit more of the aggressor role this round.
Yeah, they've definitely switched to a bit of their spots where, Beals is now more in the center and, Houston's got his back toward the cage.
Beals staying very calm and very focused, really drawing out those punches from Houston and waiting for that moment to connect. Every time he does pop in for a couple jabs, though, he is landing the majority of them.
Yeah, I mean, he's got some quick hands right there, too, when he comes in. He's in and out quick.
Houston looking like he doesn't want to get in an all-out brawl with Beals at the moment. I think Houston is trying to figure out exactly what he wants to do for this round, how he's going to execute a win. Nice kick there.
He's got to get a little closer to land those.
Well, and Beals wants him to stand it up. I think Beals realizes Houston may not be looking for a fist fight, but Beals is.
Oh, yeah. And he sees where the advantage is coming in right there for himself. He's like, hey, you know what? I got this right here.
You're starting to see the confidence build up a little bit more.
Yeah, you always see that, man. If you let your opponent stand up after you toss him down or take him down, it's like, hey, you know what? I know I got you up here. This is my world. And right there, he got to do 2-3 solid shots right there.
Yeah, this is exactly where Beals wants to keep it. I would imagine he's not going to want to take it to the ground for the rest of the fight.
But doesn't mean you might not see Houston shooting for that takedown.
Right. Some nice exchanges here. And Houston keeping up with Beals for the most part in the stand-up. He's countering with a couple jabs here and there. He's still landing some shots.
Yeah, his kicks are landing pretty good, but Beals, man, he's got some quick hands right there.
Yes, he does. He's got some power behind him, too.
Yeah, and when he fires, I mean, he fires.
Beals laying down the heat. Just like you said, backs right back in the center cage, maintains that control.
Ooh.
Looks like a low groin shot there. We'll take a timeout.
Ready, continue? My fault. All right. Ready?
And it looks like they're ready to go right back into it.
Continue, gentlemen.
And that will conclude round number 2. A little more excitement, a little more heat we saw this round. We'll take a look at that replay coming up. But definitely we saw some more aggression coming from Beals, and Houston looked a little shooken up.
Yeah, no, you know what? Beals came out a lot more aggressive. When he shot, he fired, and he connected. And Houston was realizing, like, hey, man, he's getting me he's beating me to the punch. So, Beals right here, showed, hey, get up, because we're going to, stay on our feet the whole time. And I mean, when he threw hard. And I mean, Houston, good job moving and stuff like that, trying to avoid, any damage. But we'll see if, his corner's helping him out this third round to, change up his strategy.
Right. I think at this point, Houston can hope for possibly if he goes for it, changes it up, tries to take things to the ground. I don't think Beals wants to be on the ground. I think if he can manage to get an advantage of him or get a nice takedown like he's trying for right here, he may have the advantage. But that's if Beals lets him.
That's true, I mean, if someone don't want to go down, sometimes it could be the most impossible thing to do right there. But at the same time, it doesn't mean give up on that You know,
No,
you got to go
definitely
back to it. Fake it though, you know, set some fakes up and boom, catch him when he's coming in with those punches.
Just keep working to it. And this is it, round number 3. You know, if anything's to happen, it's going to happen now. Beals looking like he's sticking to his strategy.
Yeah, no, Beals got it down good. He knows that when he throws his punches, he's just having a. I don't know what happened right there, but I don't know if he got clipped good or, you know, maybe his mouthpiece got knocked loose. It looked like Houston was always, you know, stopping the fight to try to quit.
Right. But returns back with some heat. Nice little brawl here. Ooh. Oh, and a nice return.
But Beals right now, he's getting the advantage right here. You know, those shots are connected. You know, Houston's starting to bleed out the face right here, out the nose a little bit.
Definitely. I think Beals is pushing forward right now.
I think
he's going all or nothing. He's trying to get that win.
He's smelling it right there. He knows if the finish is up. It's coming right here.
Close. Houston just trying to hold on. Defending from the ground, but Beals is moving in. Beals says, let's stand it back up. Didn't quite get the knockout there, but he said next time.
Well, look at that right there. Nice head kick right there. No, Houston
quits.
Right away, he knew he was done.
That was some heavy connection right there to the side of the head. That will rock you.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that replay really quick. Yeah, we saw
right here. I don't know if maybe Houston already felt like, hey, you know what, I'm done. You know, I got nothing left. But the ref, you know, told him, hey, keep fighting if you're going to be fighting. And he did.
Houston got right back into it, had a nice little scuffle here, a back and forth, showing some promise, but when that massive kick just made some great connection right to the side of the head. It was all right there. Ooh, pushed the head a nice clear cut, like 1.5 to 2 feet over. And once he hit him with that second, that was it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think Houston realized, hey, you know what, hey, I'm done. You know, I can't keep this pace, can't keep taking this punishment, which is good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 1 minute and 53 seconds of the third and final round. Your winner by verbal submission, Michael Evolved Beals. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, Kicking the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the women's strawweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall, official weight 115.8 pounds. She represents Second City MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, presenting Mari Machete Reyes. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 4 inches tall as well. Official weight 115.2 pounds. She represents CISO Martial Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, from Omaha, Nebraska, presenting Lindsey Wilson.
We're here at round number 1, getting things started between Mary Reyes and Lindsey Wilson. This is a bout in the women's division. Always an exciting fight, a nice change up from things here in the traditional fight.
Reyes, you know, right away she starts coming forward.
Wilson looking like she's looking for the counter, but Reyes putting on some more of the heat.
We'll see, because Reyes, like I said, she's coming forward, and you know, she's throwing, but at the same time, she's not, you know, getting off center line. So she, I mean, if Wilson, you know, is watching her, just studying her, she might say, you know what, I got a clear shot right here when she comes in. And she's using that side kick right there to, you know, make sure Reyes says, hey, you know what, I got something every time you try and come in straight.
Yeah, you can see Wilson prepping up that leg every time. He's ready to fire.
You know, I noticed when I'm out there, you know, it's a good way to slow people down. You know, if they're pressing a lot, you shoot a couple side kicks to their stomach or push kicks, they slow down and say, you know what, I want to come in so fast.
Right. Start to think things out a little bit more, take a little bit more time. You know, it's just like we, you know, never want to get surprised and get caught with a kick like we saw in the last fight.
That's right.
Reyes putting the pressure, still being a little bit more of the aggressor here.
Yeah, Reyes, you know, she's coming in, you know, she's throwing the punches and kicks. Those kicks are landing too quite often. And, you know, I mean, she's setting it up. You know, she's not just coming in with a punch or a kick, which is good. Opposed to Wilson right here, you know, she's putting her jab out there, but then you see when she throws her kick, it's just to push Reyes away. So, I mean, she's a little too defensive right now. I want to see a little more out of Wilson, you know.
Yeah, Wilson definitely looks like she's ready to fire off, but I think she's taking her time right now, playing things off a little more defensive. But then again, it is round number 1. I mean, for the last few fights, we've seen relatively, you know, less busy first rounds, a lot of testing out the waters. So we'll see how this comes out.
And I mean, you know, hey, these are amateurs, and that's what they're doing too. You know, they want to get a feel-out process out there, you know, see what's going on.
So all these fighters tonight have definitely been hungry for it and have definitely shown to be exciting by round number 3.
Oh, yeah. Each round adds a little more to it.
A little more heat, a little more speed. They get a little more aggressive, at least is what we've seen so far. 10 seconds left in this round. And that will finish things off. Wilson looking like she was getting a little more engaged with the kicks there at the end, but like we said, maybe we might see a little more aggression coming from her coming up in this next round.
Yeah, you know, you see Reyes, you know, she was pushing forward the whole time and setting up her kicks nicely with her punches. And, you know, Wilson, not taking nothing away from her, you know, she's doing a good job of making sure, you know, Reyes didn't come in so pushing so hot so quick, you know, slowing her down with those side kicks. But it's true, this second round, you could see a different change in Wilson, because that first round she could have just been studying every single move she was doing. How could I get in, you know, land my shots?
We'll see if anything gets changed up here in round number 2. Once again, Mary Reyes versus Lindsey Wilson. Wilson in the red, Reyes in the blue.
You see Wilson, you know, she came in with 3 shots right there, more than we've seen in the first round. So, of course, yeah, she might throw more numbers now in this round.
Yeah, seeing a little bit more lighter footwork, some more movement from Wilson, like you were saying. Reyes looking like she's putting on just the same amount of heat as the first round. Still, I think she wants to push Wilson until she strikes back just like this to see what she's really got. Nice few jabs landed there.
Oh,
definitely did some damage.
Yeah, nice little, you know, dirty boxing right there. And I mean, it was a good job by Wilson. You know, she came in and threw Reyes off her game plan all the way. You know, Reyes was not expecting that at all after that first round.
Yeah, I think Reyes was probably expecting, you know what, I'm going to keep the heat a little bit, just stay a little bit the aggressor. Chances are she's going to take her time a little bit more, but just like that, flip of a coin, change things up. And now she's definitely taking a little bit more of an active role this round.
Yeah, this is totally a different fight from that first round in Wilson. But I can't take nothing away from any fighter that starts out, you know, slow and just, you know, cautious that first round, because a lot of times I do the same thing. You know, I sit there and just, you know, throw a few here and there and see what my opponent's going to do. So that second round, I know, hey, you know, I know what you're going to do, how you're going to throw everything, and I can set up my punches, my kicks, everything perfect. And of course, they're going to surprise you because you're not expecting it.
Right, of course.
See right there, Reyes, when Wilson stepped forward, she backed up. In the first round, she was backing up nothing. This time definitely. She knew, hey, she comes forward, she might land something, so I got to move.
Definitely has some formidable strength to put up now. You know, at this point, she's probably just wondering, well, Wilson's just looking to explode. It looks like she has gone back to a little more passive phase, but just as I'm saying that, she's landing a couple more strikes.
You know what, I think Reyes don't like those shots that Wilson's landing on her, because I noticed when she hits her, turns her head. I mean, it just backs her up a lot.
Yeah, she's definitely doing some damage. It's definitely worth it, whatever she's taking her time, taking that, waiting for that right opportunity to strike, waiting for Reyes to come in and attack, or to drop that guard. Wilson just acting like a ticking time bomb, waiting for it to explode.
Yeah, when she gets in range, she just fires and just starts firing.
Just pushes through the wall like it's nothing, bursts through. Yeah, Reyes definitely looking like she's put her guard up a little bit.
Oh yeah, she's slowed down a little bit here at the end. More defense, less offense.
Ooh, Wilson gets some nice jabs here.
Oh right.
Oh, I don't know. Did they call it? Not quite. I think saved by the bell.
Yeah, saved by the bell right there.
That was very close. Wilson, just like we were saying, waiting for that time to explode and just right at it. As soon as the last 5 seconds of the round was able to pop off, almost 10 hits?
Oh, man, I couldn't count that many. I mean, it was tremendous. It was a good job right there at the end by Wilson, definitely. I mean, they're going back and forth, but Wilson having the advantage here because when she come in, she's tagging and putting some heat behind it. Reyes realizing, hey, man, this girl's coming with some heat.
And her speed, it almost seems to double as soon as she's ready to go right in there. Just her punches are coming out way faster than before. I think it's throwing Reyes off completely.
Oh, definitely. Like I said, Reyes was looking at the first person, the first round. That's the person she fought. She can deal with that person. She can't deal with this Wilson in round number 2.
Yeah, I think Reyes is definitely going to have to bump up that defense because if Wilson unloads like that again, whether it be at the beginning or the end of the round, that could be it. Right there is what we saw. That was some heavy strikes.
She caught her right on the chin with that punch. I mean, sent Reyes straight to the canvas.
Well, here it is, round number 3. Let's finish things off. Wilson looks ready to go.
Yeah, right after a shot like that, you're like, hey, I can do it again. Let me repeat.
Got a nice little fresh boost of adrenaline going on. Reyes, though, still keeping the heat. She's going to keep that pressure going.
Yeah, the corner probably told her, hey, put more pressure so she can't explode like that. Slow her down before she has a chance to just even, start.
Right. Yes, Reyes definitely looking to keep that distance between her and Wilson. Extending the arms, extending the legs. She is not trying to let her close in, but Wilson is taking that opportunity. We've seen a nice switch of role reversal here since the first round.
Oh, yeah.
Wilson now taking the aggressor role, and Reyes taking a little bit more of the defense.
Reyes did a good job right there in that clinch. She didn't take no damage. She tried to deliver some knees, both of them back and forth. But, I mean, like I said, damage was to the minimal right there. You give Wilson a little bit of space, and she's going to just unload on those bombs.
Wilson once again getting that look in her eyes, just waiting for that opportunity to explode. She's been conserving energy practically all fight, only really releasing it at the end of both those rounds. So she's probably feeling fresh, light on her feet, ready to go.
Yeah. I mean, she just had those little spurts too. I mean, when she comes in with a flurry, she hits it for a roll, and then she's out. I mean, she could be saying, hey, when she hears 30 seconds left, boom.
That could be it.
Another knockdown.
Ready to unload. Wilson closes some distance here.
See right there, a smart move by Reyes. She got clocked twice. She might have got a little dazed, but she tied her up, recovered, and now she, do something here. Instead of just, staying on her feet, waddling or wobbling and stuff like that.
We'll see if Reyes can get this game plan together here. She's definitely most likely going to be looking to finish Wilson, because I don't think she's going to want to go through another flurry of strikes like that.
Oh, no.
Coming up on the last 30 seconds here.
Reyes is dropping bombs after bomb right there in that clinch. Get that dirty boxing going.
Reyes still proving to be a very formidable opponent. Not going to give it up to Wilson easily. She's going to keep that pressure going. Now the aggressiveness has seemed to evened out a match between the two.
Yeah, it has. I mean, it seems like Reyes actually took a little control over it.
Yeah, definitely. And Wilson right here coming down the last 5 seconds, and that's it. We just finished up round number 3 between Mary Reyes and Lindsey Wilson, and what an energetic fight that was.
Wilson, you know, she came out the third round, like she did second round, more aggressive, you know, trying to show dominance, but Reyes able to shut her down a little bit, so she's going to get those explosive shots out on her. And then toward the end, Reyes looked like she was coming out on top a little more with some more flurries than Wilson. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough call right here.
Yeah, it was a nice trade back and forth, but we'll leave it up to the judges to figure out that decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of women's strawweight action here in the Hawkeye State, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Eric Carr scores this bout 29-28 in favor of Reyes. Rodney Verhoof, 29-28, Wilson. And finally, Chris Bott, 29-28 for your winner by split decision, Lindsey Wilson.
You know, Shawna, I don't know too much about her. I know her record's 4-6, so she's definitely experienced. I know this is going to be her first pro fight, so that'll be a big difference, I think. Otherwise, I know that she's a pretty well-rounded girl. I think all the girls in this division are going to be well-rounded, but I think that she's also skilled in Muay Thai, so I'm hoping for a stand-up fight.
Yeah, so Kelly, you know, I'm not a big person on watching too many videos. You know, I watched a little bit. You know, I noticed she's more of like a karate background. She throws a lot of kicks, you know, and I just fought somebody like that. So, and I fought a lot of different opponents. So for me, my job is just to do what I do best and not have to worry too much about what that person tries to bring to the table.
So I got a call from Terry in January and, you know, gave me plenty of time to get ready for this fight in April. It went really well, you know, did a lot of cardiovascular training, you know, running 2 to 4 miles a day on Tuesdays or Thursdays, a couple times a week. Training at Spartan Boxing, doing the stand-up in the morning and then going to MMA at night. Got to do a little bit more grappling this time around, and overall I feel like it's a really good camp.
Yeah, so I mean, right after my fight in Reno, Nevada for King of the Cage, we were training right away. I mean, I took maybe a week off, if that. I really don't take any time off because I basically live in the gym.
What everyone can expect from me as a fighter is always putting on a good show. I love to stand up. I love to give the fans a good show, so I like to throw hands. I'm looking for the knockouts. I'm looking for the TKOs. If it goes to the ground, great, but honestly, I'm trying to be that exciting fighter and put the 105 division on the map and bring KOs.
Kelly, thank you again for taking this fight. You know, obviously without an opponent, there is no fight. So again, I'm there to put on a fight, so I hope you are too.
Shawna, I know we're going to put on a great fight tonight. Just keep your hands up, and I know we're going to have a good time afterwards.
Here is Submachine Gun Kelly Vilarino.
Kelly Villarino making her way to the cage here tonight. Once again in Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, for another night of mixed martial arts action. We've been coming here for quite some time now, and we've just continued to find very talented fighters in this area. Of course, I mean, being the state of Iowa, which is, you know, known for years that this is one of the top states for wrestling, and some of the top wrestlers come out of here. And, you know, Militich Fighting Systems is one of them. I think we have a fighter here later on the card that actually used to be with Pat Militich Systems and now has moved on to Rock Island, Illinois, where he trains out there. But tonight it is Villarino's night, and you can see that, you know, her other half, Jesse, just a great coach and a guy to be in your corner. You know, he's such a supportive, not only spouse of Kelly Villarino, but both train together. And I just can imagine, you know, the relationship they have together, because, you know, when you're also a coach, that's another job. And being able to separate the two is one of the most difficult things I've seen done in MMA. And they just do it so well to make it look so easy, but it's easier said than done. And congratulations to them for getting this on this fight card here tonight. Can't wait to see what Kelly Villarino has to offer here in the cage.
here is Shawna Bam Bam Ormsby.
Shawna Ormsby making her way to the cage here tonight. Bam Bam indeed. And the name says it all. She gets in there and she throws down when it comes to the heavy hands. I mean, this isn't like throwdown, like street brawl or any of those, you know, wild fighter hands we see sometimes get in the cage. I'm talking very precise, very skilled when it comes to the stand-up game. All around, she's a great fighter. You look at her previous outings and, you know, her record really is very deceiving. If you were to take her on and you look at her record, it is really deceiving because, you know, some of the fights that she fell short of were like very close in distance and all that. Like it could have just been gone either way. But tonight, Shawna Ormsby knows that this is a huge opportunity for her to be able to take out the likes of Kelly Vilarino, who's had several fights under her belts as well, and under contract here at King of the Cage. It's a very important fight, a perfect crossroads for both of these fighters, looking to grab that gold one day. And they're both on their way to it. But this is just that one fight that has to determine who's going to be going up in the ranks, of course, and who's going to be, you know, staying put. And that's why tonight you're seeing these two combatants meet in the middle, because there could be title contention. I'd say both of these fighters could quite possibly be maybe 2 or 3 fights away from a championship bout in the near future. So tonight is a very important fight. The promoters are watching, the matchmakers are watching. Lots on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful and whimsical Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this special 3-round women's bout at the 105-pound mark, the atomweight division, live on Facebook. Your judges for this bout, Eric Carr, Rodney Verhoof, and Benny Wilson. Your referee after the action begins, John English. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5'1", official weight 105.4 pounds. She represents Spartans Boxing, record 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Medford, Oregon, presenting Submachine Gun Kelly Vilarino. Her opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands also at 5'1", official weight 105.6 pounds. She represents Carlson Gracie MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, making her professional debut this evening, representing the Nickel City, Buffalo, New York, presenting Shawna Bam Bam Ormsby.
Round number 1. Let's get things started. Kelly Vilarino versus Shawna Ormsby. Ormsby in the red, Vilarino in the blue.
Well, both these ladies having a little more movement than the previous fight.
Ormsby looking aggressive, looking for that jab, but Vilarino staying just there with her. She's got some nice dodging skill.
Oh, yeah, but these ladies are connecting right away. Look at that.
And they're throwing hard. You can see the power in that swing.
Yeah, you can see that.
Once again, this match is brought to you by Lucas Oil and General Tire.
You see how fast these girls are starting right here. I'm wondering, okay, if this is how they started the first round, the second round going to turn it up more, or are they going to slow it down a little bit?
Definitely could go anywhere from here. Both these fighters are looking very tough and very fresh. And these are the pros here, so we could see it going very well into the distance. Well, that's a long way from now. We'll see how it goes. With this kind of aggression,
Well,
you
yeah, I
never
was
know.
going to say, with that kind of aggression, I can see it in this round right here, early in the second round. I mean, I don't think either of them want to go the distance.
I don't think anybody wants to go the distance. I mean, unless you're train only stamina and endurance, maybe that's your thing. You know, I totally get that. But for me, definitely not. Villarino trying to throw Ormsby off her back. Ormsby staying tight. Ormsby got a nice little lock around her leg, staying nice and tight.
She became part of Villarino's leg right there.
She really did. She's locked in.
Yep. She came with growth on her.
Yeah, she's not letting go. Villarino is trying to get her off her, and there the leg releases.
And body shots there by Ormsby. Look at all those shots. I mean, good dirty boxing right there by Ormsby.
Staying very busy, exactly what we're looking for, keeping things exciting. Also softening up her opponent however she can. Ooh, some nice heavy hits.
Well, all those hits were heavy. I mean, she's softening up a lot. I seen Villarino moving a little slower when they broke it right there, but look at that.
Nice little toss. Villarino backs away, wants to stand it right back up.
This dude is standing. That surprised me there. I mean, I would have expected Villarino, to jump on her a little bit, wear her out on the ground.
Right. And Ormsby takes that challenge, pushes her right up back against the cage.
I think that might have been a mistake by Villarino. Because now look at her, she's back up against the cage, taking a lot of damage right there. Where she had an opportunity to have her on her, have Ormsby on her back and her on top. Then again, maybe Villarino doesn't have that much of a ground game.
It's possible. Just as we say that, we'll take it to the ground. Villarino getting a nice side mount right here. Good position.
This is definitely a lot better for Villarino right here, She's not taking no damage no more. Now she's on top, making, Ormsby work, tire herself out.
But she stands it right back up and goes right back into it. Very unpredictable fight style from Villarino, but all the best to her.
I mean, she's getting worked right here. I don't know what she's thinking.
She really is. She's taking a lot of heavy shots to the head, a lot of hooks. Ormsby is not letting up.
Oh, no, she's coming from every direction.
Villarino refuses to quit. She's going to keep it going. She's showing a little bit of blood, though.
A little bit of blood and a little bit of fatigue right here just from all the damage she's been taking.
Ormsby now taking a little bit more time. I think she's realizing that, you know what? I maybe don't have to go super hard. Maybe don't have to exhaust myself. If she's going to keep it where I want it in the stand-up, no rush.
Yeah, if Ormsby did not, tire herself out in that first round, I could see this, coming in the second round.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, Ormsby was just coming in with the heat from the first second of the match. She was just coming straight in. It was a nice back and forth between the two for a while, but I think once Ormsby started to get the advantage, just was only going up for her from there.
Oh, yeah, I mean, she did land a lot of body shots, which right away, took the life out of her.
Definitely going to knock the air out of you.
Yeah. And then, I mean, you see her right here when she was stuck to Villarino's leg. I mean, she was just pop, 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 pop. Little short hooks right there. Everything was just connected. Boom, right there to the body. All that just wears you down.
Over and over and over again, just repeated shots, able to really stack up some damage there. Definitely probably took that round for herself, but you never know. Plenty of times we've seen fighters come out of nowhere and just get a new birth of life, second and third round, and come right back, but you never know. Another thing, we got to check out Ormsby's stamina. We'll see how she's feeling after that first round, because she let off a lot of heat.
She got a lot of heat, and I mean, Villarino when she wanted to.
Strengths here, showing off her stand-up game. But we're going to have to see if Villarino's defense or offense improves the second round.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if Ormsby, will slow down or will she keep that same pace.
Definitely looking like they both still have that fire burning in them. Ormsby, though, pushing Villarino right back up against the cage. I'm sure we're going to see a lot of repeat of those body shots we saw from the first round.
She does a good job here with dirty boxing. Knees to the body, uppercuts, elbows to the face, everything. I mean, she just throws everything from everywhere. Villarino trying that hip toss, but she's not locking it up tight enough right there. And I think Ormsby's aware of that too. So she's defending that at the same time by keeping her hips far enough away.
And Ormsby, for the duration of this match, she's been able to actually lay a lot of her weight from the majority of this cage action here. Pushing her up against the cage, especially with that hook in that first round. She was just lightly bouncing off that toe. All of her weight was just sitting right on Villarino's leg. I'm sure she's feeling double fatigue, whatever. Now, got a nice lock. Oh, those are some heavy knees to the ribs.
That's what dropped her, one of those knees.
Definitely.
Look at that, she's holding her up right there.
Got her all tied up. There's not really much Villarino can defend from this.
She's trying to go down. Oh, man.
That looks painful. That definitely looks very painful. I see if Villarino can get out of this position.
She's slipping out right there. But yeah, those body shots, man, she felt those right away. She wanted to go down the ground like, hey, let me get out of here, man. This is not good.
Yeah, those definitely would have taken a toll out of her. And Ormsby just continues to push and keep going.
I mean, here's the difference between Ormsby and Villarino. Ormsby gets her down, puts pressure on her, keeps pressure on her. Where Villarino, when she got her down, she just sat on her right there, was recovering, which was good for her, but man.
Villarino still showing some spunk, still got that fire burning. She's still very much in this fight. She has taken quite a lot of punishment, but
almost got a rear naked choke in there. I don't know how close she is. I mean, she needs to get that leg out right there from between Ormsby. But even then, like I said, women can do things from positions men can't. And she might be getting a choke in right here as we speak.
Very possible. Villarino definitely at least getting some points for some control here, turning things around a little bit, not being on the receiving end.
Yeah, I mean, she got Ormsby on the bottom. She's on top.
Ormsby trying to get to her feet. Villarino gets a little bit of time now to rest her weight on Ormsby.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Villarino's got all her weight on her right there. I mean, it's
the entire torso.
Yeah.
Yeah, Villarino definitely looking like she's going to take this time to conserve some energy, save up on what she lost in the last minute.
Well, I tell you, even though she's on the bottom right, she's not, she's still losing, some energy here because just having someone on you, you might not think like, hey, I'm just sitting here, I'm not doing nothing, but it's weighing on you. Yeah.
Villarino just looking to maintain and try and improve this situation.
That's what she needs right there. Start throwing little pot shots.
Whatever she can do, try to distract Ormsby, throw her off her game. Anything she can do, just give her that moment she needs.
Yeah. I mean, this is looking really good for Villarino right here for this round. Good way to finish the round right here. She's on top. She can maintain this position and keep delivering some shots.
I think if she grew a couple more elbows, a couple more jabs, she could just be racking up more and more points. We're not seeing too much action as far as outside of keeping that weight on top of Ormsby.
I think the only thing stopping Villarino from having good success is her leg in between Ormsby's legs.
Yeah.
I mean, Ormsby's using that as a hold to keep, you know, Vilarino in her spot right there so she can't get too
Stand up. Go to your corner.
That will conclude round number 2. Nice change of things going on here. Vilarino was able to prove herself a little more in this round. Definitely, well, I mean, I'd say that round was maybe up for grabs. Ormsby, I think, dominated the first half, but Vilarino definitely came back and changed that around for the second half.
Yeah, and I mean, it all came out with that hip toss. You know, I mean, Ormsby delivering some good body shots on those knees, man. Put Vilarino down on the ground.
Crippling, just I can feel those. The power behind them. It knocked her down right here as we see.
I mean, she felt that right away. She's like, oh, that was not good. But somehow she managed to get up and, you know, put Ormsby on the mat and take her back.
Yeah, gotta give it to Vilarino. Very tough fighter. Definitely endure the shots.
She hung in there. And I mean, right here, you see on that hip toss where she got her leg stuck in between, you know, Ormsby's legs, but she was able to keep the control, land a few shots, some elbows.
Definitely. Well, we'll see how things develop here in round number 3. Will Vilarino be able to turn things around, or will Ormsby be able to put her down?
Well, Ormsby's still coming with some heat, but it's not as fast.
Definitely a little slower. But I'm sure Vilarino's feeling that fatigue as well.
This is not where Vilarino wants to be, up against the cage. This is where those knees put her on the mat earlier in the second round.
Yeah, Vilarino definitely going to have to look to defend that. I, for one, would not want a repeat of that situation. Vilarino trying to go for that throw again. But I think Ormsby at this point is figuring it out.
Could be, but you know, you never know. When you're tired, even though you have figured out, you move a half second slower.
That's very true. I think definitely, I mean, Vilarino, right off the bat, Ormsby was very fast, and now she's definitely suffered a lot of speed control. But I think Vilarino, I mean, in the long run, her speed hasn't affected too much at all. She's basically kept at a nice, similar pace throughout the whole fight. She hasn't really suffered too much from that, despite all those hits and all that fatigue she's received.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, she is still looking the fresher of the two. As you can see right here, you know, she was able to put Ormsby on her against the cage and show a better position for her. And look at that.
Another toss.
That was power right there. That wasn't, you know, technique.
Yeah, that was
just
muscle. Yeah.
Straight to get over. I mean, this could be good for her. I mean, this is great for Vilarino right here. Just to keep her here, deliver some shots, make sure she doesn't just sit here, because if she does, the ref could stand her back up.
Yeah, this is where your third round, this really comes down to showing off that stamina, showing off that endurance training, because conditioning. That's the most important thing. Just Ormsby coming off with that heat for those first 2 rounds, you know, amazing execution. But if you're tired and spent out by the third, everything can get turned around on you like nothing.
That's true. I mean, you know, she did do a great job, you know, connecting hard and putting, you know, Vilarino on the mat.
Right.
But
I think
man,
she was definitely going for that knockout, just wasn't quite enough.
If you can't finish it, and then you go into the third round and you're exhausted, I mean, you're leaving the door open for your opponent to come in and just take it.
Definitely. And we've seen plenty of times here at King of the Cage where that very well ends up being the case. Vilarino maintaining some good control here. But Ormsby trying to get out of this hold. Vilarino locking the arm under the leg there.
And delivering some shots right there. Look at that. That's right there.
His arm is trapped.
Yep. She's got to get Ormsby away from that cage, because she keeps using that to, you know, push her off and try, you know, create space. I got to give it to Vilarino right here in this round right here. I mean, she's doing a lot better on the, you know, this time that she took her down. You know, she's delivering shots. She's got good control. Ormsby trying to do everything to get out of there, and she's being able to keep her there. shut her down and just deliver shots.
Definitely, if Villarino can keep this up, she could very well be taking this round.
You know, Orange is not giving up though, man. She's trying everything she
really
can.
Isn't. Yeah. I think she's trying as hard as she can to break out of this, but she's just expended so much energy this fight. Oh, but gets a nice little lock around Villarino's head. Ormsby returning with some nice body shots. Even if they're soft, like you said, they stack up.
I mean, she's got her head good here, but she, you know, those body shots, just keep delivering those body shots so you can show, hey, I got control.
Right, it's open target, might as well take advantage of it.
Villarino's still on top. No matter how you look at it, she's on top.
Villarino trying to break out of this. Ormsby just holding on. Thinking she's going to ride it out to the end of the match, though. Maybe, I don't know how that's going to work out so far for her in the judges' eyes, but we'll have to find out.
I don't know, because, I mean, you know, Ormsby was on top. You know, yeah, she got a headlock, but it's just a hold. You know, she threw a few body shots, which was good.
Right. But I don't know, that round, it seems like if I had to give it to somebody, I think Villarino earned that round there. And as far as second round, was a pretty split 50-50 with the first round going to Ormsby. This is a very close fight once again.
Yeah, it is. You know, I mean,
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of women's atomweight action here in the Hawkeye State, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges at cage side, Benny Wilson, Eric Carr, and Rodney Verhoof, scored this bout exactly the same way. 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision, winning her professional debut, Shawna Bam Bam Ormsby. Here is Oscar, the Moisturizer Herrera.
Oscar the Moisturizer Herrera. We've yet to see what that is going to be all about right there. And I can guarantee that that has to do probably with the ground game, obviously. And, you know, a good guy to have in your corner. You see that in the background, the legend himself here at King of the Cage, Thomas, the Wild Man Denny, who's just been working behind the scenes. I mean, he's, you know, he's fought for quite some time. He's passing his legacy down to new fighters, and it's always good to see him here at King of the Cage with his fighters, seeing those styles kind of, you know, evolve over the years from the Wild Man and what he's been up to. And, you know, who better to be in your corner than the guy that's actually been in the cage several times in the same promotion. He's got a lot of experience. He's got a lot of information to offer, and tonight it's good to see one of his students here getting in the cage all the way in Iowa. And Herrera looking for a great opportunity tonight here at a great promotion. Obviously the big stage, getting a chance to be on, you know, the exposure of being on television and whatnot. And, you know, there's a little pressure. You know, you've got Thomas the Wild Man Denny, who's fought here several times, and, you know, his name is on the line as well. But I'm sure that's obviously not in his brain. But, you know, in a fighter's sense, you would think that, you know, I've got a lot to prove. You know, I've got the Wild Man here. And like I said, it probably brings a lot of confidence, you know, in this promotion when you're going to be fighting in the same promotion as your coach. So very excited to see Herrera get in there and mix things up here tonight as we go over the final adjustments. And we are just about set.
Here is Paul, the Savage Freeland.
Paul Freeland entering the cage here tonight, getting that opportunity against Herrera. Once again, we're here at Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, for another night of mixed martial arts action. And we've hosted here several times, and this is it's just been a great opportunity for us to showcase some of the fighters here in the state of Iowa. Always known for some of the wrestling, and Kyle Angerman being one of those fighters out here that has just made a big name for himself. And we've seen him climb the ranks from amateur to pro to champion. And this is just another opportunity for these fighters to get that same hope, that same dream that they all share, and that's getting into the top of the ranks and here at this organization. So tonight, getting a huge opportunity against Thomas the Wildman, Denny Student Herrera, and we'll see how Paul Freeland hangs out as he mixes things up here. And remember, you can always follow us on social media. Make sure to check us out. King of the Cage everywhere. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, the list goes on. That way you can stay up to date with all our events and when we come near you. This fight is just about to take place. Stick around.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this special 5-round bout for the inaugural King of the Cage Amateur Men's Strawweight World Championship. Your judges, Eric Carr, Rodney Verhoof, and Benny Wilson. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, John English. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight 115.6 pounds. He represents Team Wildman and Zingano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Record 6 victories, 4 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Denver, Colorado, presenting Oscar the Moisturizer Herrera. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 3 inches tall. Official weight 115.6 pounds as well. He represents the Lancaster Academy of Mixed Martial Arts. Record 3 victories, 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Lancaster, Ohio, presenting Paul the Savage Freeland.
Here was our main event here tonight. Round number 1, Oscar Herrera versus Paul Freeland. Herrera in the blue gloves, Freeland in the red. We'll see if they can match the excitement of that last round we saw between Kelly Vilarino and Shawna Ormsby. Fantastic fight, very aggressive, exactly what these fans are looking for. Exactly what we're looking to watch.
It was good. I mean, good hits, good pressure. Everything was good all the way through the whole fight.
Both fighters taking a little bit of time here, but when they swing, they're swinging with some power. Both fighters looking to control center cage.
You know, usually it takes, once you get hit a couple times, then you'll start seeing the unwinding of one of the fighters, because like you get hit, you know, hey, I can hit him. Maybe you start hitting him a little bit more. Or the opposite of the guy is, hey, I got hit, I'm going to hit you now.
Right. A lot of things changes. Everything comes down to, you know, what are you going to do in that specific moment you're taking that hit to the face? You know, how are you going to react to that? You're going to come back with some heat. You're going to go into defensive. You're going to save your stamina. There's so many different ways to go with so many different fighters and how they're going to approach it. It just makes the sport exciting. And it looks like
Freeman's complaining about low blows.
But it looked legal. The ref will say it's legal, then that's that. Now Oscar Herrera closing in.
And that's the problem right there, you know. Freeman looking at the judge, I mean, with the ref for like, hey, you know, something. And Herrera right there said, "No, you know what? I'm gonna take advantage. You're looking away. I'm gonna come in here, throw my shots," and he landed quite a few.
Yeah, man, the way I see it, you're in an active fight. If the ref doesn't call it immediately when he sees it, which he will if it's illegal, if he doesn't call it, don't waste that time. Because I've seen guys as soon as it's ready to go back in, they'll take advantage of that.
Oh, yeah, and don't look away. That's the biggest thing. Don't look at the ref, because you know he's not the one swinging at you.
You see a little bit of that speed advantage from Herrera here. He's definitely looking a little more quick to the punch. Freeland looking like he's got a little more power, though.
Yeah, and Herrera's got a little bit of a reach advantage there, too, and he's using it.
Freeland looking for that punch. Herrera making good use of the kicks.
You know, I like these guys' movements because they're moving in and out. They're moving side to side.
Oh, look at that. Herrera getting a little confident.
You gotta be careful with that. You get that confidence, and that's when sometimes you get knocked out.
Let's see if Herrera can back it up here. 10 seconds left in this round.
You get confident like that, just don't relax, though, because they're, Freeman, you know, when he gets in close, he throws those bombs.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Got to watch out for those. Herrera definitely looking like he's got a little bit more of that speed advantage, but he's looking a little sloppy in the technique when he's moving in that quick. He's looking like he's moving a little too quick than what he needs to be.
Yeah, he's not planning himself good for those shots he's throwing. You know, he's all over the place, but, I mean, it's good because he's in and out, but, yeah, he's got to be a little more precise on his shots. Like when he had him here against Cage, he was doing better because, you know, Freeman ain't moving around that much, but when they're just out and about, Freeman's, you know, gets out of the way. He's got good defense.
Well, now that these fighters have analyzed each other, we'll see how round 2 develops.
All you good? Oscar, round 2, boys. Come on.
Herrera looking to strike first.
Oh! One shot, look at that.
That's all it took, and just like we said.
He was waiting for it.
That overconfidence, sometimes it just does not play out well for you.
Nope.
That's all it takes. Just destroyed the chin on Herrera. He went straight to the ground.
All Freeman was doing is waiting because he saw the way he came in the first. He came in kind of sloppy, like you said, all over the place. So he said, just wait for it. And not that Herrera was coming in, but he just saw an opening, took the shot on him. You know,
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 35 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by knockout and first ever King of the Cage, amateur strawweight world champion, Paul the Savage Freeland. Here is Zach, the baby-faced assassin, Jones-Heller.
Zach Jones-Heller now makes his way to the cage. Heller hails from Des Moines, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. His current amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 1 loss. Heller trains out of Iowa Martial Arts and Wellness and Pinnacle BJJ. Heller describes himself as a freestyle fighter. So there's always room for excitement with that. We really can't predict or expect what we're going to see here tonight, but hopefully it's something entertaining for all the fans here. I'm sure it will be. Heller has a little bit of experience in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu as well, so we could see this fight going down to the ground. Or if it does, if his opponent decides to take it there, it seems Heller is very capable of handling itself. His current Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ranking stands at a blue belt. So a little bit of extra experience over the average fighter. So we'll see if that comes in handy this fight. wrapping up our ringside preparations now. Zach Jones-Heller makes his way into the cage.
Here is Ricky Ortiz.
Now making his way to the cage, Ricky Ortiz. Ortiz hails from Orange City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. This fight tonight is set in the 140-pound weight class, and is for the King of the Cage Men's Amateur Super Flyweight Championship. So a lot is at stake here on the line tonight. Both these fighters are surely pumped. They got lots of motivation. They're letting off a lot of heat tonight. Ortiz favors a wrestling style of fighting and is influenced by the likes of Brett Willing and Donica Watts. It is sure to be quite the fight tonight. We'll see who comes out on top. Zach Heller with his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu background, or Ricky Ortiz with his wrestling background. Surely if this gets taken to the ground, which it most likely will, we'll see those skills get tested as Ricky Ortiz makes his way into the red corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnebago's Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 5-round bout for the King of the Cage Amateur Super Flyweight Championship of the World. Your judges, Eric Carr, Rodney Verhoof, and Benny Wilson. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, John English. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight 139.8 pounds. He represents Iowa Martial Arts and Wellness and Pinnacle Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Record 2 victories, 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Des Moines, Iowa, presenting Zach, the baby-faced assassin, Jones-Heller. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight 141 pounds. He represents the One Combat Academy. Record 4 victories, 3 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Orange City, Iowa, presenting Ricky Ortiz.
Let's get things started. Round number 1, Zach Jones-Heller versus Ricky Ortiz. Heller in the blue gloves, Ortiz in the red. We'll get things going. Both fighters going to test the waters out this round, taking their time.
Yeah, no one really want to jump to the gun right there and just, go at it. I think Heller's got a little bit of a reach advantage, a little taller right here. Might be throwing Ortiz off a little bit.
Heller looking to set up something here. Moving back and forth, looking for different opportunities on the body. Ortiz, though, maintaining a pretty solid center cage stance. It looks like he's just waiting for Heller to dive in.
I think Heller's trying to, see what Ortiz is trying to bring at him.
And Ortiz changes it up, goes for the aggressive roll. Gets the takedown.
I think that's what Ortiz was waiting for. An opportunity to get in close, get that takedown.
Ortiz now going to start showing his stuff in the ground game. You know, honestly, at the start of this match, I was going to think it was going to be a stand-up fight, but very much has changed.
Well, Heller's doing a good job here of just tying Ortiz up. You know, not giving Ortiz a chance to do anything. Staying high on that guard right there, right up on his shoulder, so he can't really posture up and lay down some bombs.
Lower your hips and drive in more. Lower your hips and drive in more. Too high on that tripod.
Heller looking like he's very prepared for the situation here.
All right, busy on top. You want to stay.
Yeah, he don't seem like he's a stranger to the ground, which is good, because, I mean, you know, if Ortiz is where he wants to be, you don't want to be down here going like, oh, man, what am I doing down here?
Possibly be forcing Ortiz to change his strategy, but Ortiz is still persistent. He's staying with it. Ortiz just trying to break this guard. Ooh, manages to up, but Heller locks up those legs again.
Every time Ortiz gets a little opening, Heller's quick to just shut it up right there, which is good. I mean, you don't want to take that damage. That's the last thing you want to do is when you're on bottom, is take damage. Any opening, Heller gives him right there. You know, he tried to strike, and Ortiz came back.
Come on, Heller makes some nice work right there. Almost popped the armbar. Take a look at the replay of that last round. What started out as uneventful quickly had the heat turned up. I think as soon as Ortiz got that takedown, he went right for it. Great execution, was able to get it down to the ground, but Heller looked very prepared for the situation.
Yeah, no, you know what? It's surprising because, like you said, you know, I thought, you know, it was going to be a stand-up fight.
Right. Both these fighters are showing just that. See how it develops, round number 2. Ortiz taking a similar stance as he did to the first round. Heller as well. But Heller pushing in a little, putting in a little more aggression. Not going to wait around for Ortiz to take him down again.
I mean, you know, the first round always, you know, you find out what your opponent's got and what you got to deal with. And that's exactly what Heller did. And he knows that that takedown right there. He don't want to be on the bottom. He didn't, you know, the first round, I mean, he did a good job of defending, you know, from the ground, but hey, he didn't get nowhere. So now it's like, hey, let me avoid that takedown. Let me try to do something up on my feet.
Ortiz trying to sweep that leg, can't quite get it. Heller being very focused and very aware of what's around him. Ortiz, though, is very persistent, very determined to get this back down to the ground.
Seeing right here, Heller, I mean, he's holding off Ortiz, but that's all he's doing is holding off. He should be throwing a few shots right there, little pot shots to the body, to the head, to throw Ortiz off.
Definitely.
Make him have to switch his game plan right there, instead of just sitting there holding him and taking those knees.
Right, I mean, Ortiz from here is just going to work to chop down that tree, and he's not going to stop unless Heller does something about it. Looks like they'll break up. Ortiz looking for another opportunity.
Yeah, when he goes for that shot, he explodes. I mean, he comes in quick. So that's the only thing, you know, Heller's got to be aware of, right? When he drops, changes levels, get ready to defend.
We have a switch of stance here. We have Heller favoring the center cage more so this round. Ortiz forced to the outer ring. Both fighters looking like they're going to regain back some of that fatigue they've spent, that energy. Taking minimal hits, watching their opponent. A couple of nice jabs here and there.
Yeah, he's had to finish this round up on the feet right there.
King of the Cage, Anger Management. We just finished up round number 2 between Zach Jones-Heller and Ricky Ortiz. We're gonna see how these fighters develop the situation here coming up in the next round. Ortiz seemed to be favoring the takedown, trying to get it back on the ground, but Heller seems to wants to keep it on the stand-up. And we'll see what kind of heat gets dished out. Round number 3 begins.
And I'd actually expect to see Heller go for a takedown. I don't know why, but
you think?
Yeah, I do. I mean, he had good ground skills.
He did.
And you know, when they're standing, I think Ortiz was getting the better of the two. So I mean, you know, because Heller, he's throwing, but
he's not being very accurate. It's a little sporadic. It's kind of Ortiz gets him back down on the ground, but we'll see if this develops. Maybe Heller will want to keep it down here. He's trying to slip that leg over the head. A similar position to what we've seen earlier in the fight. I mean, Heller's already proved that he's comfortable sitting here if he needs to, as long as he needs to. He'll eventually get out of it.
Yeah, now we got to see if Ortiz learns from the first couple times that we put him back. You know what? Hey, we're here now. Hey, how am I going to get out of this so I can deliver some shots?
Yeah, we'll see if he'll be able to capitalize.
Yeah.
Again, though, Ortiz not really making too much use of some jabs or little hits here and there, like you're always talking about, trying to stay busy, softening up your opponent, keeping them distracted.
Whoa.
Ooh, a nice switch from Heller, getting that leg around. See if he can get it. Can't quite, but he slips out and back into that original position.
Yeah, that was a good job by Ortiz, recognizing that, Heller's going for a triangle right there and saying, hey, let me get out of here.
Yeah, he reacted very quick. Not sure where Ortiz is trying to take it from here, though. We've seen him bring it here 3 or 4 times now in this fight, but it hasn't developed much from this point.
I mean, I would hope he's trying to move over to side control or somewhere, so he can get some shots off. Because I mean, he's pushing his head down, down his weight on him, and just like that. See that?
The ref will stand it up.
You ain't throwing no punches. You ain't doing no damage. You going for a submission. You got to stand up because there ain't no action.
Heller dishing out a little bit of heat.
I could say that worked in Heller's favor in the sense that he held him, didn't take much damage, but at the same time, it gave Ortiz control over the top for most of the round.
That's very true.
And now, Heller's got 20 seconds to do something, to change the judge's mind and say, hey, I'm the one who won this round.
Yeah, and if he does, it's going to have to be something spectacular.
Heller trying to do some good job here with some kicks and stuff, but I don't know. That was, I think, a little too late.
Yeah, not quite enough. Finishing up round number 3 there. Let's take a look at the replay. Yeah, we saw Ortiz again, still going for that takedown and getting back into that position, but he just can't quite push it to much more after that. It doesn't really develop much more past that point. I think Heller has a strong enough ground game to keep him from doing so.
Yeah, I mean, he would just lock him up, lock his legs up right there, high on his shoulders, so Ortiz couldn't do it. Then went for a few submission attempts, but Ortiz recognized he got out of those. But I see right here, if he would have switched to side control, that might open the door for a few more options. But eventually, you know, ref stands him back up. Gives Heller an opportunity to, you know, try and, you know, do something here to, you know, pull the round off.
Well, we'll see if either of these two fighters can capitalize on what they've been trying to go for here in round number 4. Ortiz once again in the red gloves, Heller in the blue.
I'll tell you, I can see Ortiz probably just setting it up, waiting for a takedown, you know. He's going to throw a few punches and boom, shoot in and barrel his way through and put Heller on his back.
Ortiz looking like he's setting up that same technique that we've seen the last 3 rounds. Waiting for that opportunity to take down Heller.
See, the problem here with Heller is he's just standing there. And he's pumping his hands up and down, but he's not throwing punches, he's not throwing kicks. You know, a jab or so will slip out here and there, but man, he needs to be a lot more active.
For both of these fighters, at least. You know, both of them doing a great job of defending against each other and countering each other, but just not quite enough aggression or action from either of the two.
Yeah, the offense is on the low side here.
Both fighters still looking fresh, though, not looking too fatigued at all. Round number 4. Still got another round after this if they keep it going in the long run, which by the looks of it, it does seem like that's how it's been playing out. Ortiz tries to come in with a combo. Doesn't quite connect.
Both guys got to start with those combos, you know, because the more you throw, the more that's going to, you know, the odds are that something's going to land. And all it takes is one of those shots to connect.
Once again, both fighters competing for center cage. Yeah, and I noticed what you're saying. You know, Heller, this whole time, he could be throwing jabs this entire time. He could be throwing something, you know, obviously while keeping within the realms of what's going on in the match and not getting caught, but he could definitely be keeping the busy factor up a little bit. Ortiz as well, he's been bouncing around, he's waiting for that opportunity to open, but I think oftentimes he's waiting a little too long for that opportunity to present itself.
Yeah, I mean, because he's waiting for Heller to open up, you know, with a punch, something for him to come in. But since Heller's expecting that takedown like that, he's like, no, I'm just going to wait here until I see you try and come in with that takedown. But look at that beautiful head kick landed right there. It was good.
Oh, looks
Low
like
blow.
I'll take a timeout here.
See that kick that Heller just threw before that, you know, right there. You know, he threw a kick, and then right there caught him with that low blow. Those are always the worst, especially, you know, late in the rounds here. Take a shot like that. I mean, yeah.
And unfortunately, it's a sensitive area. It oftentimes doesn't matter if it's light or hard.
Yeah. Sometimes the lighter the kick, it hurts more than when it's hard.
But yes.
It just depends on how, you know, how it lands.
How ready they are to get back into it, but it looks like we'll start things off again. That'll conclude the end of the round. Well, once again, one of the less eventful rounds, I believe, of this fight. We'll take a look at that replay once again.
Yeah, you know, Ortiz, you know, he tried to come in with some heat, but, you know, Heller right there just moved away like nothing. You know, Heller's just waiting for that takedown to defend it and push Ortiz away. You know, he don't want to have that no more. He don't want to be on his back. But at the same time, he's got to add more to his arsenal. Heller does. You know, when he throws, he can do some damage, but he's just not throwing enough.
Well, we'll see how round 5 turns out coming up. We're going to kick things off here in round number 5, the final round. Both these fighters are looking to capitalize and really looking to go for a finish, or at least prove enough control for that the judges will vote in their favor.
You know, they're a little more hyped up this round, so hopefully, you know, they they put a lot more out there than in the last round. You know, they could have been saving that energy for this round right here to make sure, hey, you know what, I have enough. Let me give it my all right here at the end.
That's very true. Both fighters still being very cautious of each other, trying not to get caught, trying not to catch one wrong punch, one wrong kick. Definitely showing a little more heat this round, though. Heller's just looking a little hesitant in his punches.
Yeah, well, that's how he's been these last couple rounds. You know, he's like, it's like you see the shot, but he doesn't know if he can get it off or not. Which, I mean, it's like I said, he's got a little bit of a reach advantage. And I've seen, you know, his hands move quick. So I don't know what his hesitation is other than that, you know, he's felt some of Ortiz's power and he just don't want to get hit.
Right. I mean, if Heller adopted a little bit more of the style of Ortiz, he's actually, you know, he's getting in there, he's getting back out. Granted, he's maybe not landing very many strikes when he goes in and out. But if Heller can follow that, get in, lay a couple strikes, he's got the speed to do it, he's got the power to do it, get back out of there, definitely he's going to rack up some points for him this late in the fight.
Yeah, could even, you know, end up with a knockout.
Right, very possible.
You know, I mean,
ideally.
I've seen Heller, you know, he threw some head kicks. You know, I mean, he throws a punch. I mean, he's got the talent to do it. He just got to, you know, apply it.
And Ortiz going back for that takedown once more. Let's see if he can get it. Heller doing a good job of defending.
This is going to be the fight right here. You know, if Ortiz, you know, look at that, picks him up and puts him down. But does Heller got a guillotine there? I mean, he's in a good position. Got his legs locked around him. If he's got it, I mean, he can seal it, or has he just got him in his guard? It's hard to tell.
Yeah, this is starting to look like it may backfire on Ortiz, but at least Ortiz is getting in a couple of those shots there on the gut. Whatever he can do.
I'll tell you, with less than 30 seconds, Heller's got to pull off some submission. Got to do something, you know, to tell the judges, hey, look, you know what, I'm the winner.
Right, this is my fight. Something he could do, some kind of control. I mean, granted, he's defending very well, but it's going to take more than defending to grab the win. That will conclude this fight. Very long-fought battle between Zach Jones-Heller and Ricky Ortiz. And really not a clear victor. Once again, another fairly close match.
Yeah, I mean, the only advantage I'd say here is the takedowns Ortiz got in every round.
Definitely, yeah. Showed a little extra aggression, a little more control, or at least acting on those actions.
Yeah, I mean, he got him down and Heller unable to get out, but Heller doing a good job of just tying him up to have the ref stand him up. But, you know, he finished good here with the body slam. Almost put himself in a guillotine choke.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 championship amateur rounds here in the Hawkeye State, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges at cage side. Eric Carr and Rodney Verhoof both have this contest at 48-47, while Benny Wilson scores it 49-46. All three in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, a new king in the cage, amateur super flyweight world champion from Orange City, Ricky Ortiz. Here is Bernard, the Machine, Colleen.
Bernard the Machine Collins now makes his way to the cage. Colleen hails from Old Laguna, New Mexico, and stands at 6 feet tall. His current pro MMA record stands at 0 wins and 2 losses. However, his amateur MMA record stood at 5 wins and 1 loss. So he is not to be reckoned with, and taking that record into account, that should not be the only thing his opponent is concerned with. Collins trains out of SSF Clarksville and describes his technique as freestyle. Bernard Collins finishing up his cage side preparations. And Collins heads into the cage.
Here is Chad Big Rig Johnson.
Chad Johnson now making his way to the cage. Johnson hails from Marionette, Wisconsin, and stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Remember, this bout is in the heavyweight class. Both these fighters, we're going to see some crazy power going on between these fists. We may see a knockout, we never know. But Chad Johnson, we've seen in his past fights that he is notorious for knocking out opponents, so we might just see that. Currently, his pro MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses, that 1 win being a KO. His amateur record, however, stood at 7 wins and 2 losses, rather impressive. Johnson trains out of Oconto Falls MMA and considers his fighting style a freestyle technique. Sure to be an interesting, fiery, explosive match. A lot of heavy hits are going to get thrown back and forth, I'm sure, as Chad Big Rig Johnson heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winnebago Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the heavyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil Blue Corner. Standing 6 feet tall, official weight 232 pounds. He represents SSF Clarksville. Ladies and gentlemen, from Old Laguna, New Mexico, presenting Bernard the Machine Collins. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight 228.2 pounds. He represents Oconto Falls MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Marinette, Wisconsin, presenting Chad Big Rig Johnson.
Let's get things started. Round number 1, Bernard Collins versus Chad Johnson. Collins in the blue, Johnson in the red. Now we're fighting in the heavier weight bout here tonight, so maybe we can hope for a little bit more action, or at least some heavier strikes.
Oh, you'll definitely see heavier strikes with these guys right here.
Oh, is that it?
No,
Nope, the ref's not going to call it. He's going to keep going at it. And it looks like that's it, though. I don't even think Bernard Collins was ready for that after that first hit. He was waiting for the ref, too.
yeah, I think so.
Very quick, just like that. A much different change of events than we've seen in the last fight.
I said it only takes one shot, and that was it, right? One shot dropped him, and dazed him enough for him to go in there and finish him off the way he did.
The more weight you add, the more power behind those punches. Just takes even less and less time. Johnson is able to just set up that strike perfectly. Boom, straight on, jerk the head back. I mean, look, Johnson knew how hard he punched him. He was waiting for the ref to call it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there, had to go finish the job. I think Collins just had to take that extra punishment, unfortunately.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 30 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by knockout, Chad Big Rig Johnson. Here is DeAndre, the protege, Anderson.
Now making his way to the cage, DeAndre Anderson. Anderson hails from Birmingham, Alabama, and stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall. The current weight class for this bout is 130 pounds. This is DeAndre Anderson's debut professional performance here at King of the Cage. His past amateur record stands at 7 wins and 1 loss. Again, another rather impressive amateur record here tonight. Anderson trains out of Champions Cage MMA. He considers himself a wrestler and actually won a state championship in Alabama for it, so that claim is certainly backed up. Definitely going to be a heated exchange here coming up. Anderson will most likely be trying to take it down to the ground, as that's where he seems to be comfortable at, and you know, it seems to be proven effective as he's gotten plenty of wins from it. But then again, this is a professional debut, it's a different game, so we'll see how he handles it. The referee now giving his final inspections. DeAndre Anderson now makes his way into the cage.
Here's Eric Bad Temper Kemper.
Now making his way to ringside, Eric Kemper. Kemper hails from Sibley, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Once again, this bout is set for the 130-pound weight class. Kemper's current pro MMA record stands at 3 wins and 4 losses. Kemper trains out of One Combat Academy and Reds Boxing in Sioux City, Iowa. Kemper describes his fighting style as a freestyle technique. We've seen a lot of freestyle technique fighters so far tonight, and it is, you know, it proves to be, it's a wild card. You never really know what's going to come of it. We see a lot of good freestylers. We see some, poor freestyle fighters, but at the end of the day, it comes down to the fighter and how well they have mastered their art. Just like that, Eric Kemper makes his way into the red corner.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnebago Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the flyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, John English. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall. Official weight, 132.4 pounds. He represents Champions Cage MMA. Ladies and gentlemen, from Birmingham, Alabama, making his professional debut after winning the $100,000 contract at the King of the Cage World Amateur Championships, DeAndre the Protege Anderson. Here's the opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight 129.8 pounds. She represents the One Combat Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sibley, Iowa, presenting Eric Bad Temper Kemper. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round flyweight bout, John English, now with the final instructions.
All right, friends, we get rules earlier. Any questions? Take yourselves all time. We'll be like games and fight fair. Let's do it.
We'll kick things off between Eric Kemper and DeAndre Anderson. Kemper in the red, Anderson in the blue. And it looks like things have started off with some heat. Anderson trying to get this takedown here. Hops onto the back of Kemper.
All over him.
Some great agility being shown by Anderson here. Kemper looking like he's struggling to try to get out of this. We all know this is a terrible position to be in. I've seen many fighters get tapped out numerous times from this spot. I mean, and of course, when you let go, it leaves you open to just take strikes right at the head from behind. You can't see where your opponent is striking from.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a figure four on him. He's switching in between having his hooks into, having a body lock on him, and I mean, he's going for a choke again. I mean, he's just switching up pretty good. I mean, he's
overwhelming.
He's doing everything he can to, get this win right here.
Yeah, Anderson definitely looking to end this quick.
Yes, it was. I mean, he's dropping all his weight on him. Look at shot after shot.
Kemper trying to get out of there, but there's only so much he could do from this position.
It ain't going to be much longer before that ref jumps in and
And that's it, just like that. Just a flurry of punches from Anderson to the sides of the head from that position. It's just ideal. Was able to close it out. Yeah. Not really much Kemper could have done in that spot. I mean, he could have tried to buck, could have tried to move a little more to get him off.
He tried, but he wasn't going nowhere.
Right, I know, right? Anderson just seemed to have that locked down, just happened to have the superior jiu-jitsu skill. Take a look at that replay real quick. Like we were saying before, Anderson immediately was able to take that back, lock his legs in, and from then on, he just had complete control of the fight.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't let up 1 second. I mean, from position to position, whether he was going for a submission to choke or he was posturing up and dropping some bombs on him. I mean, he was coming at every angle at him, and that's what you're supposed to do when you're in this position. Just keep on him, because eventually when your opponent's going to realize, hey, I can't do nothing. And then the ref's going to jump in and call it because he's watching that you can't do nothing, you can't defend yourself.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, John English, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 1 minute and 25 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, winning his pro debut, DeAndre the Protege Anderson. Here is David, the Savage Garcia.
David Garcia now making his way to the cage. Garcia hails from Denver, Colorado. Stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. This bout is set for the 160-pound weight class. Garcia's current pro MMA record currently stands at 2 wins and 3 losses. Both of his wins being KOs. So we may see some heavy hands flying this fight. Fight possibly a knockout, you never know. Garcia trains out of Team Wildman and Zagano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Garcia seems to have some decent Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu skill, some nice grappling skill. This may be a fight that takes a turn for the ground. But then again, you never know. His opponent, Jesse Free, is much more of a stand-up fighter. So we'll have to see how things play out. David Garcia heads into the cage.
Here is Jesse Free.
Jesse Free now making his way to the cage. Free, he is a king of the cage favorite here. We've seen him fight plenty of times in the past. Always giving us an exciting bout. Free hails from Winnebago, Alaska, and stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Free's current pro MMA record stands at 0 wins and 2 losses. However, his amateur MMA record ended at 8 wins and 5 losses. His current Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ranking stands at white. However, Free is much more of a stand-up fighter. That's where he's comfortable, and Free heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Winnebago Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the junior welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet 2 inches tall, official weight 159.8 pounds. He represents Team Wildman and Zingano Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Denver, Colorado, presenting David the Savage Garcia. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Official weight 160.8 pounds. He represents Freestyle Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Winnebago, Nebraska, presenting Jesse Free.
David Garcia versus Jesse Free. Starting round number 1. Garcia in the blue and Free in the red. We've had some nice explosive matches thus far in this fight. Or excuse me, this show. Free looking to find that opportunity to strike. We've seen Free plenty of times here at King of the Cage, and he's definitely got knockout potential, so we're gonna have to keep an eye out for it. But Garcia seems to be very aware.
He's doing a good job of using his legs right there to, keep Free at bay.
Oh, nice connection there. Flying knee with a paired in with that jab. Garcia's just letting loose. We got a little bit of a struggle here. Garcia trying to get that takedown, but Free is not going to let him. Good on Garcia, keeping up the busyness. Some nice rib shots there.
And that's what you got to do right there. Hey, if you guys are both just standing there, hey, throw some shots. They add up. Points and wear and tear on your opponent.
Definitely. Yeah, at the end of the day, it's always a human body. The human body's going to react to that pain, to that repeated punches. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to be at full strength, but like we're saying every single time, keep him busy makes a difference.
And also helps you with the ref right there, you know, from moving you or moving your position, changing it.
A nice takedown from Free.
And a good reversal from Garcia.
Both these fighters putting in some great effort in both the stand-up and the ground game.
Let's see if Garcia can do something to, you know, get Free off of him so he can land some blows. I mean, right now, Free's doing a good job of just keeping Garcia here. If this keeps up, ref's going to jump in and stand him up.
Back of the head, sir.
Garcia trying to come down hard.
Gotta be careful though when he goes that high, man. He opens himself up.
Yes, he does. And they'll stand it back up. Free looking very calm and collected. Garcia definitely taking on the aggressor role this round.
Garcia looking, I think he's looking for that home run hit. Which, you know, I don't mind.
I think both of them are looking for that hit. They both looking like they're setting that up. You see the shake in the fist, waiting for it. It's just a matter of who can get to it first. Free looking very strategic in where he wants to land that punch.
Yeah, it looks like he sized him up like, okay, you know what? He does this, he does that. I just got to wait for his right moment. But
Garcia just keeping his guard up, waiting for Free to come in.
Only thing with Free is that moment might not come if he waits that long.
Oh!
But then again.
And he just walked off. That was it. Free knew. He knew it was over. He said, that's it. There was no.
3-shot combo. Everything landed.
Perfect.
And he knew.
Absolutely beautiful. Just beautiful execution.
Way to prove me wrong, Free.
Very confident. Hey, he stayed calm and collected. Cool. Ready to go. The whole fight was just waiting. Took a couple of heavy hits. I mean, earlier in the round, we saw that flying knee come, mixed in with that jab that Garcia dealt earlier. But, man, right there, as we see, his head was shook.
I was starting to down Freeze because I was like, man, he was waiting too long.
Right. Taking his time, but like sometimes it pays off, I guess. And just like that, was able to do a beautiful execution, 3-shot combo.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 3 minutes and 41 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by knockout, Jesse Free. Here is Frank, the Enforcer, Young.
Frank Young now makes his way to the cage. Young hails from Rock Island, Illinois, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. Young fights in the lightweight class. His current pro record stands at 8 wins and 19 losses. Young trains out of NRMA Martial Arts and favors a striker type of fighting. He likes to stay on his feet. He likes to duke it out. Throws out a lot of punches, sees if they land, but when they do, it works out for him. He's definitely got some knockout capability. So this could be a very interesting fight. Now him and his opponent, George Serrano, are relatively equal out as far as height, as far as reach. So it's going to be a fairly even fight, surely an exciting one as Frank Young heads into the cage.
Here is Jorge, the Super Saiyan Serrano.
George Serrano now making his way to the cage. Serrano hails from Sioux City, Iowa, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. His current pro MMA record stands at 3 wins and 2 losses. His amateur MMA record, though, stood at a whopping 19 wins and 11 losses. But George Serrano is very much experienced. He's been in plenty of fights, so this is not his first rodeo. Definitely going to see some excitement coming out of here. Both of these fighters have been in numerous fights, over 20 fights each. So we'll see that in-cage experience really come out this bout. Serrano trains out of One Combat Academy and Reds Boxing in Sioux City, Iowa. He trains kickboxing there, and he has much of his background in regular boxing. He was a high school wrestler and also practices Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. George Serrano very much seems to be a very well-rounded fighter. He can fight as well on the ground as he can on top of his feet. It is up to him and his opponent to decide where it's going to be taken this fight, however. George Serrano heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winnebago Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout at a catch weight of 165 pounds. Your referee in charge of the action, Eddie Cooper. Introducing first, in a Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall. Official weight 164.8 pounds. He represents NRMA Martial Arts. Ladies and gentlemen, from Rock Island, Illinois, presenting Frank the Enforcer Young. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall as well. Official weight 151.4 pounds. He represents the One Combat Academy and Reds Boxing. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sioux City, Iowa, presenting Jorge the Super Saiyan Serrano. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round bout, Eddie Cooper, now with the final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we've gone over the rules. Questions from blue, questions from red. All right, gentlemen, touch gloves, return to your corners.
Round number 1 begins between Frank Young and George Serrano. Young in the blue gloves, Serrano in the red. Looking like we're off to another explosive start as we've seen for the last 2 fights.
Yeah, these guys are jumping right into it. They're not waiting around for nothing.
Yeah, very well maybe a night of knockouts. But all the better, more entertaining.
Yeah, I don't mind.
Both fighters looking fairly even matched. Oh, nice hook from Frank Young. Serrano still dishing it out with the kicks, though. Serrano looking for an opportunity, but Young is not keeping the action low at all.
No, not at all. I mean, he's doing a good job with his kicks.
Serrano gets a couple licks in. Oh, heavy hit to the head. Looks like this may be it. It's possible.
I don't know if he's covering up pretty good. He might survive.
Yeah, Frank's taking it.
And he got him with that nice uppercut, dropped him, and then last thing, just dazed him enough to where he, put him on his back, but he was able to defend.
Young will get a little time to recover right here. But Serrano's not going to let up.
He's going to keep those shots coming.
Some nice consecutive strikes from Serrano. Looking like he's trying to work the arms in there.
Young better do something to get off his mat right here, because I mean, he's just giving Serrano the opportunity to just put him in a spot where it's not good.
And that's it. We saw that position once again. Repeated strikes to the sides of the head from behind. You can't see where they're coming. Young didn't have time to react or defend from it. Didn't really do much against it. Leaves the ref with no choice but to call it.
Yeah, that just tells me, you know, Young never fully recovered from that shot.
Yeah, he really didn't. He must not have.
No, because I mean, when he was on the ground, I mean, you know, like I say, he delivered a good shot right here to Serrano. But when Serrano landed his shot and put him down with that uppercut, boom, right there.
Ooh, it looked like an elbow to the chin.
Yeah, it could have been both, uppercut / elbow.
Right. Well, obviously was enough, because I mean, Young had plenty of energy before then to break out. But it didn't seem like it was there as much at least.
I mean, he was trying to recover, but you know, Serrano didn't give him a chance. And that's the thing right there. Every little shot, you know, just added to his confusion of what was going on.
Just trying to figure out, trying to get yourself oriented where you need to go so you can move on to that counterattack. But
ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, Eddie Cooper has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 2 minutes and 27 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Jorge the Super Saiyan Serrano. Here is Elliott Conn.
now making his way to the cage, Elliott Conn. Conn hails from Birmingham, Alabama, and stands at 5 feet 4 inches tall. His pro MMA record currently stands at 1 win and 0 losses. However, his amateur MMA record stood at a whopping 13 wins and 3 losses. Elliott Conn has made himself a home name here at King of the Cage over the last year, proving his ground skill, his superior wrestling and jiu-jitsu skill against countless opponents. He's able to just overwhelm them with both speed and technique. His opponent, though, Drako Rodriguez, surely not an opponent to be reckoned with. So this is surely going to be a very exciting fight. Not really sure where it's going to go, whether it's going to take it to the ground, whether it stays on the feet. This is our co-feature bout of the evening. A very much awaited fight between these two fighters. Two excellent fighters in their own right. It's sure to be a very explosive bout. Elliott Conn trains out of Champions Cage in Birmingham, Alabama, and has wrestled since age 11. So he's got countless years of experience in that realm. So we'll definitely see it come out tonight as Elliott Conn heads into the blue corner.
Here is Draco, the great Drako Rodriguez.
Drako Rodriguez now making his way to the cage. Now Rodriguez has made himself quite the fan favorite here at King of the Cage. He's a new professional fighter, had a fantastic amateur career that stood at 14 wins and 14 losses. His pro record at the moment stands at 2 wins and 0 losses. Rodriguez stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. And this bout is set in the 135-pound weight class. Rodriguez trains out of One Combat Academy and Reds Boxing. He specializes in Kung Fu, Wing Chun, and wrestling. Drako Rodriguez is probably one of the strongest up-and-coming fighters here in the new professional King of the Cage roster. We've been following him closely through his amateur career, where he's able to tear through countless opponents of different strengths, wrestlers, stand-up strikers, freestyle fighters. He's able to just adapt, and his speed is able to overcome many of his opponents. It's a mystery as to whether or not he wants to keep it on the stand-up or on the ground this fight. Elliott Conn, for one, his opponent, is definitely going to want to be taking it down to the ground, as that's where his strength is. So we'll see how Draco counters that. Drako Rodriguez finishing up his cage side preparations here. Rodriguez now makes his way into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the wonderful Winter Vegas Casino Resort, Sloan, Iowa, King of the Cage and General Tire present a co-feature bout of the evening. It is sanctioned by the Iowa State Athletic Commission, Director Joe Walsh, Deputies Ted Lewis, Rob Lobeda, Lloyd Moore, and John Walsh Sr. It's in conjunction with King of the Cage Incorporated, President and Founder Terry Trevilcock Jr., Matchmaker Mike Camp, Promoter Mike Lowe. The three judges scoring this match will be Eric Carr, Kenny Wilson, and Rodney Verhoof. After the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, John English. And now, Iowa, put your hands together for our co-feature of the evening, 3 rounds of MMA in the flyweight division. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil Blue Corner, standing 5 feet 4 inches tall. Official weight, 134.8 pounds. This champion's cage fighter has a professional record of 1 victory, no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Birmingham, Alabama, presenting Elliott Conn. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight, 135.8 pounds. He represents One Combat Academy and Reds Boxing with a perfect professional record. 2 bouts, 2 victories, no defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, from Eagle Pass, Texas, presenting Draco, the great Draco Rodriguez. Once again, the referee in charge of our co-feature bout, John English, 3-round schedule.
All right, good. I'm going to get the rules over. We'll be in my commitment to protect yourself at all times. Like fair. Let's do it.
Welcome back to King of the Cage, Anger Management. We have one of our main bouts here tonight, Elliott Conn versus Drako Rodriguez, a fight that has been much anticipated here in this area. Elliott Conn, of course, being the more predominant wrestler, Drako having a fantastic stand-up game. Both fighters have been climbing up the ranks, fantastically over the last few months. It's about time that they've got a chance to meet each other in the cage. And they're already off to an explosive start. Drako doing a good job of sprawling and keeping Elliott out of harm's way, but he's still going to keep pushing.
That's the thing with the wrestler, they got persistence and they keep
Yes,
going,
they do.
going, and going. I gotta give it, man. Rodriguez, he ain't making it easy at all for Conn.
Drako making good use of the elbows there. Conn looking for a slam. Could possibly use that to improve his positioning here. But Drako doing a good job of defending.
I know, he got full mount right now, but,
He's
can
going
hold
for it. Draco's trying to fight that.
Yeah, I tell you, people say, full mount, dominant position, all that, but it's a hard spot to hold on to. If you got someone on the bottom that knows what they're doing, to, pop you off.
Oh, and just like that, gets the switch. And Draco turns things around.
Dropping some nice elbows right there.
And it looks like the tables have been turned. Conn now struggling to try to get Draco off of him.
Ooh, he's taking some punishment right here.
Yes, he is. Those are some sharp elbows.
And that's the difference between, Conn when he was on top opposed to Rodriguez. There's punishment delivered when Conn.
Oh, Rodriguez returns with his own takedown. The game is on. The game is definitely on. Both these fighters are hungry for this.
The biggest difference I see right here is just Rodriguez with a ground and pound.
Definitely. Conn seems a little more focused on just getting to the positioning first before laying down those strikes, but Draco is just constant with it.
Yeah, he's like, I got the position, I'm striking, but if I don't have it, I'm still striking. And,
it's not looking good for Conn. We've seen
not at all.
A lot of fighters already lose tonight just from that position.
He's trying, but he's not defending those shots. I mean, he's just wiggling around. Look at that. He's his head wide open.
But Draco looks up to the ref. He's not going to call it quite yet.
I think the ref is warning Conn, like, hey.
You better start doing something quick.
Exactly, defend.
And Conn is a very tough opponent. He can take hits. He's got great endurance, but he's only going to be able to take so many from the fists of Draco.
Yeah, especially with not defending that good and having a ref look at you telling you, hey, you better do something. I'm going to change it up.
Yeah, Conn's definitely got to do something to get out of this hold.
I mean, Rodriguez is doing a great job keeping his weight on top of Conn right there. So, I mean, this whole time, Rodriguez is spending a lot of energy with those shots. Conn's, spending a lot of energy holding Rodriguez on top of him.
And he's just, at the same time, he's just taking those hits over and over and over to the side of the head. And Draco just continuously working for better positioning, getting where he needs to go, and the referee may call it here, and that's it.
Yeah, Conn was just covering up.
He gave Conn plenty of time to counter, to do something, to defend. Couldn't quite get to it. Nonetheless, fantastic fight.
No, the ref gave Conn every opportunity he could, every chance, and I mean, Rodriguez did everything he had to do to finish this fight the way he did.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Draco just beat him to the punch, was able to just do more, just in general. Conn, of course, he has a great ground game, was quick, was able to get to where he needed to be, could throw some hands too, but once it got to the ground, wasn't able to finish.
Yeah, the biggest difference is when Conn took Rodriguez down, there was no ground and pound. And that was the only difference right there. Rodriguez got the chance to get on top, and hey, there was a lot of ground and pound.
We'll see the results coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, John English, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 4 minutes and 2 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Draco, the great Draco Rodriguez. The man has another big smile on his face. 3-0 as a professional. You took out a stud wrestler. Talk about a ground and pound session. I mean, you really unleashed the fury of your fists tonight. Talk about your victory.
Well, it's because last time we were talking about, a couple of days ago, how do you never finish my old move that I always used to do? And I'm like, you know what, I'm about to pull that off tonight. And then I was like, oh, I see the opportunity, I see it. I'm tired though.
Well, you got the job done in the first round, so you're good for the rest of the night. Talk about the people that got you prepared for this fight.
Nothing. Well, I have a bunch of good-ass wrestlers like Reyes and my other ones, Filippo and Ricky Ortiz. We have Sam Hayes. We have a lot of good wrestlers there. So I'm like, Iowa has better wrestling than Alabama. That's all I can say right now.
Wow, that's saying something. Who do you want to thank your performance? Obviously, you mentioned a few names of people that really got you prepared for this.
I would really like to thank Prangley, my coach, my stand-up coach, just like my life coach, everything. I want to thank Nico. I want to thank Blaze Gills for helping me out for everything. Everybody, Ricky Ortiz, Horace Serrano, my family, my mom, my stepdad, everybody, my grandma, my brother, and I was King of the Cage. I would like to thank you for having me. Hopefully you guys give me that belt soon. Hopefully I'll fight for it here in town.
Well, that was my next question. My next question, we segue right into that. What's next with you with King of the Cage?
Well, whatever's next for me is all to my coaches and my manager and everything. Whatever they think is next, then I'm ready for it. I'm down. They don't tell me nothing. Let's keep proceeding until I'm done with the fight. So after this, they're going to tell me what's next.
All right, that sounds good. We will see more of Draco in the future, I'm sure.
I would like to say happy late birthday to my uncle, Misael. Yeah, we're going to party tonight.
All right. Felicidades, tío.